Alright, what's good? It's every Scarlet player's baby daddy here, and I think now is a good time to do this video. We don't know what's going to happen with MK11. We just don't know. We don't know if this is it, or there's something else, or we just don't know. But I think now is a good time to pretty much pay homage to Scarlet, the Scarlet community, just Scarlet in general, and let's just get right into it. So, when I first picked up Scarlet in the beta, I was really disappointed. Very disappointed. Scarlet was one of the characters I definitely wanted to come out in MK11. Like when I heard about MK11, I told myself I really hope Scarlet is in MK11. I doubted it, but when she was here, she was here. I picked her up. I was very disappointed. The reason why I was disappointed, I like characters like Cassie, like Aaron Black, like Rambo, those type of characters, and Scarlet is not it. She plays very different. Long range buttons, she's a zoner boner, all that good shit, right? Once the game was fully released, for some reason, I went back to Scarlet and I started to try out her variations, and I really liked how different Heart Pierce was from Blood Drive. But once I picked up Blood Drive, I was immediately obsessed with that variation. There's so many cool things you can do in Blood Drive that's really fun and that people just really overlook. Scarlet in general, if you really keep shit basic with her, like, there's actually a lot of creativity to her. Like, let's just break Scarlet, let's put Blood Drive. Let's just keep it OG here. Blood Drive, for those that were here since like day one when we had variations back then. It's crazy to think. But let's say you get a full-blown punish on your opponent. There's lots of ways of hitting your opponent. Even for, like, when you pop your opponent up, right? Like for right here, you can do something like this. Oh, my fault. Boom, 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 boom. You'll see a lot of players do that, right? You could either do that, keep it simple, or you could do boom, boom, get a restand. No bars, you can amplify it, get a little bit more damage or whatever. Not only that, but you can boom, 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 restand, and from right there, hit advantage of 25, and then crazy fucking mind games that there is there. Crazy. I'm pretty sure I've done so many videos on what you can do after Blood. You can just check out just put Exit Hunt Blood Trail video, and you're gonna learn so much about that fucking move. So there's that. You could do that. You could also boom, 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 boom. And then right there, you have to guess. You have to guess with Scarlet. Like, what are you going to do right there? Or I could just do boom, 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 boom. Blood Ball. Try rolling. You're going to go right into it. Try jumping. Good fucking luck. Or try back rolling, and you're going to eat tongue. There's actually somewhat creativity. Most characters, when they do their combos, there's just really one path. And that's it. There's other combos you can do, obviously, but for the most part, it just depends on, especially with customs now, there's more freedom to Scarlet, but it is what it is. So, there's that with Scarlet. There's actually a lot of freedom with this character. Even doing simple things like, let's say her forward 4, you could, whatever, go for something like that, or have Boiling Point go for unbreakable damage, or I can go something 20, and you have to guess right there. That's also really, really strong. Not many characters have something like this. So you could really pimp your opponent in a lot of ways. Not only that, you can do stuff like this, and then get your health back. And then from right there, they have to guess between a fucking mid, or what is it, a grab, or if you think they're going to respect you, you can make them eat plus frames. It's another thing that Scarlet has that once you get comfortable doing, that not a lot of characters have. A string that leaves you +1 if you just do the first hit, which this is really strong on its own, because if you stagger this, they try throwing any poke, or sometimes even their mids, if they react late, you can literally just whiff punish the shit out of your opponent. You stagger it once, you can walk up, grab, boom, 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 and like, I don't have to block right here. I'm -6. My opponent's gonna reach. I'll just pull out my parry, or I'll just backdash, or whatever. You guys get the point. It's really, really strong to do. Of course, you do something like this. Now you're +6. Guess between this, or a grab, or if you want to be a sneaky little shit, you could do boom, boom. There's lots of things that you can do with Skarlet that It's like that just people don't want to put the time into this type of stuff. I honestly feel a lot of people that consider Skarlet to be low tier never picked her up, or they play against some sorry ass Skarlet players that they just zone and bone and they just like the game because of the aesthetics. Let's just be real. It is what it is. But there's a lot you can do with Skarlet. Not many characters have the depth that Skarlet has. I honestly think she's one of the most difficult characters in the game for the wrong reasons. Not because of her combo execution or any of that shit, but you actually have to play the fucking game. You can't bullshit it like some other characters we have here. You actually have to like have good neutral, good footsies. You have to, if you watch every single pro like Skarlet player, they're very respectful because they know if they start fucking around, mashing, doing dipshit things, they're gonna get clipped, and it's not gonna be a good time. So there's that, and there's many ways of playing Skarlet. You could honestly be just a keep away, blood ball, tongue, eat that fucking chip type of Skarlet. You could be somewhat how I like to do it. I like to hide behind the blood ball and get free mix-ups on my opponent and just oppress them from everywhere, make them eat chip, make them guess knockdowns. Like, that's how I like to play Skarlet. Just pressure, simple knockdowns, strike throw, just keep things very simple. When my punish is there, my punish is there. Stagger, and just like, there's so many ways of playing Skarlet. You could also rush with her. Would not recommend that. But you gotta mix it up with Skarlet, And with variations, there is a lot of freedom to Skarlet. I kind of miss variation Skarlet, like when there was 3 variations you have to pick with Skarlet. But customs did make her a lot better. But I just find myself just using one variation now. I mean, like, the one custom variation compared to back then. I would find it so fun. I kept switching variations and variations now. I just find myself just using one variation. It is what it is. But there's that. There's so many ways of playing Skarlet, and she's really fun, honestly. Her stagger game is really fucking good. I think it's very slept on. Like, she has, look, -1, +1. Come, get the fuck out of here. I know all these moves are highs, but like, the buff that she got from her pokes are huge. Now she has like crazy staggers. Her backdash game is probably the best in the game. Like, her backdash is so fucking good. Let's see if I can even do it. It's been a while. Like, but anyways, you guys get the point. She has a really good backdash. And then just backdash into her back 3, and when that shit lands clean, whoo, that shit is satisfying. Not only that, but like, she could be really fucking annoying. Like, you could be an annoying dipshit with Skarlet. Like, you could just be doing shit like this and backdashing and making your opponent chase you at all fucking times and like teleport out. Like, you can be that guy with Skarlet. I just think, honestly, if you compare her to MK9 Skarlet, I get it. People say, oh, it's like a downstep, but I actually like what they did with Skarlet. I think that there's a lot of depth to her. I feel like I wish there was more characters that had the depth that Skarlet has. Like, once you start digging into Skarlet, like, you'll realize that, man, there's a lot to this character. She's just not a zone and boner. It is what it is. And that's kind of like what I fell into. Because I was like, man, Skarlet looks hella fucking tight. I will simp for this hoe any fucking day. I will get on my knees and just bow to this woman. And then what? Then what happens? I'm like, okay, I don't like her playstyle, but once I started actually putting time into it, and then Blood Drive was probably the variation that made me, I did not like Heart Pierce. That was a scrub pussy ass variation. I'm sorry, that's just me. I love the parry, the parry cancels. That's something I fathered. I'm sorry, I fathered the fucking parry cancels. I don't care what anyone says. I fathered that shit. And not only that, but like the rushdown with Blood Ball, I fathered that shit too. No one could ever, that's in the history books. I fathered the parry cancel and the freaking Blood Ball rushdown. And it's like, you could do stuff like that with Skarlet. Like, it's crazy. Like, there's so much shit that you can do with Skarlet and come up with these crazy unique styles. What I mean by the parry cancels, one thing that I started doing, and I realized that it throws a lot of people off with timing, is you could actually cancel her freaking, like, You gotta do it at a range. Like, you do stuff like this, and then boom, just pressure, like boom. They think you're gonna do it, and do that, and then you could do something like this, boom, and you could something like that, and then like you could really throw your opponent off with parry cancels. Not like that, you could just hold that son of a bitch if they're reaching. That is something that I made tons of videos on, and like I don't really see any character having a parry cancel like that. Maybe Aaron Black, that's actually where I got the idea from like doing scud shot cancels, but it used to be so much better back then. I'm just saying, pretty much what I'm trying to tell you guys, there's so much creativity to Skarlet, like with the blood ball. Like, who would have ever thought to rush down with the blood ball? This fucking idiot right here. There's just things like that that you could do with Skarlet, and that's what made me become as soon as I realized that I could slow the blood ball down and like just start chasing my opponent with it, I realized that holy shit, there's something here. She has good staggers, she has a simple, you know, overhead and then a sweep, and yeah, that's pretty much what happened. You know, the Skarlet community, it's just so weird to think about the Skarlet community in MK11. I think it's really weird. It's such a weird community. Because, like, I think, like, 80% of it, we all just complain that she needs buffs and stuff. I honestly never complain that she needs buffs. That's not what I use her, but I feel like a lot of people that want to use her competitively want her to get buff and ask for these crazy things. You know, there's some things I want her to become interesting again, because I find her to be very boring and stale, because I played the living shit out of her. But we'll see. It is what it is. So what is Skarlet's legacy in MK11? I think she's a very downplayed character. I do think she's really good, especially right now, but hey, that's just me. I think she's very difficult. I feel like she's one of the funnest characters to play in MK11, and I know how damn near how to use the entire cast. There's just something about using Skarlet that just, it feels right. It really, really feels right. And you know, let's say the next game's gonna come out, or MK12 is gonna come out, let's just say in a couple of years, I'm definitely going to miss using this fucking character in this fucking game. I will say that right now. I'm going to definitely miss this version of Skarlet. That's if it is the end. Who fucking knows? I think it's a good time to say, but like, let's say we get a new game in a couple of years, and there's like a new version of Skarlet. I'm going to miss this fucking Skarlet so much, because I honestly think she's one of the funnest fucking characters I've ever played. And this is coming again from someone that I do not like her playstyle at all. I don't know, there's just something very addicting about Skarlet that I just keep making videos and sharing my findings and doing all that shit. And there's a lot of really good Skarlet guides out there that other people do that I definitely recommend. You just gotta look for them. You just gotta look for them. It is what it is. That being said, hopefully you bastards enjoyed the video. Hallelujah. Holla back. Check you bastards later. Deuces.